Economic Meltdown 2015 is imminent, are you prepared? By Dave Hodges, February 6, 2015, 5:08 a.m. The world is on the verge of a global economic meltdown. What does that mean? The simple answer is that it will not be long until every modern country is consumed by hyperinflation, resulting in the crash of most of the paper currencies on the planet. This will result in an economic shutdown. Starvation will become commonplace. Unrestrained violence will occur, and eventually the world will slip into World War III. I literally have at my fingertips 24 economic indicators which demonstrates that total and global economic collapse is at hand. In the interest of brevity, I will only highlight 2 of these indicators, and if these were the only indicators, an economic collapse would still be in our collective futures. The Baltic Dry Index. BDI 3. The Baltic Dry Index 4, BDI, is absolutely the best measure of global economic health. The BDI is used by economists as a leading global economic indicator because it predicts future economic activity. The BDI uses the US dollar as a benchmark and measures the global supply and the corresponding demand for commodity shipments among bulk carriers. Commodities, in the form of raw materials like grains, lumber, coal, and precious metals, form the backbone of the BDI. Over time, the BDI is the best indicator of global economic health because, unlike the futures market, the BDI does not engage in speculation as it provides near real-time data on what is being shipped. The determinations made by the BDI are such an accurate indicator of economic activity because businesses don't book freighters when they have no cargo to move. In short, the BDI is the world's financial blood pressure measure. The BDI is said to be one day away from reaching its all-time low. Ultimately, what the BDI tells economists is that we are headed for a depression that will make 1929 look like a picnic. The BDI has fallen 5 on 43 of the past 47 days. Let's look at this issue through the lens of common sense. If raw materials are not being transported in sufficient numbers, as the BDI is beginning to indicate, what will happen to manufacturing? To the cognitive dissonance crowd, please take off your rose-colored sunglasses and honestly answer this question: what does low BDI mean to manufacturing? Low BDI means low manufacturing, period. In turn, this means less finished products coming to market. Please note that the BDI includes grains in its analysis. With fewer grains being shipped to market to be packaged and distributed to your grocery outlet, this will lead to severe food shortages. This is not fear-mongering, this is simple economics 101. When the full effect of this impending train wreck is felt, there will not be a government in the civilized world that will be safe from assassination. I know, some of you will say that this will never happen. Well, let's take a look at what Paul Craig Roberts is saying about the conditions in Greece. European Union economic crisis. 2 days ago, the euro declined 1.3% in one day versus the dollar, leaving many European banks fearing that the bottom is falling out of the European Union's economy. Business Insider's Sam Ro stated that Greek banks can no longer exchange Greece's lowly rated government bonds for money in the European Union. In other words, the European Union just announced that Greece's money is worthless. What keeps an economy, in distress, rolling on day after day? The reasons are purely psychological. One Greek accepts Greek banknotes from another Greek because they have confidence that the paper currency can be exchanged for goods and services. When Greek citizens loses confidence in their ability to flip the paper money in exchange for goods and service, the Greek economy will totally collapse. The European Union's recent decision to not honor Greek paper currency has set into effect a series of dominoes which will culminate in the Greeks not having a paper currency for daily use. Unless the European Union reverses their position, the Greek economy could be days away from total collapse. And under these highly volatile circumstances, anarchy would ensue. The situation in Greece is so dire that Paul Craig Roberts is openly talking about the real possibility that the Greek government will be assassinated. Roberts believes that it is very possible that the Greek people will turn their back on the West and will accept Russia's offer to become a member of the BRICS, under the Russian sphere of influence as Roberts 7 indicated. That makes it difficult to make an agreement with the new Greek government to ameliorate the conditions imposed on Greece. So it makes the EU inflexible. That inflexibility gives Greece the cards to say, "We're not playing your game, we're going to play a different game and accept Russia's offer." To make matters worse in Greece, on Wednesday, February 4, 2015, the price of oil plunged by more than 8% in what could easily prove to be the straw that broke the camel's back. Greece at the edge of a complete and total financial breakdown. Oil plunging 8. Eurozone collapse is inevitable. Spain and Ireland's 10 economy are on the verge of collapse and have been since last summer. Germany, France, and Italy would be better off to be in the Russian sphere of influence given their dependence on Russian gas shipments to these three economies. In short, the European Union will not survive. The date of the death of the European Union has yet to be determined. However, it is only a matter of time. And if Paul Craig Roberts' assertion that when the Greek government will be assassinated in the coming anarchy, how long will it be until the violence crosses into Spain, Ireland, Italy, and then consumes the rest of Europe? The incompatibility of Muslim immigration has already brought violence to the streets of Sweden, France, and several other European countries will exacerbate the economic conditions. Europe is primed and ready for a total meltdown, and with the health of the American economy, there is no way that we can save financial backsides of our trading partners. At the end of the day, I think Paul Craig Roberts' prediction may be tame. The Greek government will not be the only government running for cover when the proverbial economic poop hits the fan. The violence will spread across Europe like Ebola across West Africa. Summary. Rest assured that Putin's intelligence operatives will be in every European capital fermenting violence as the solution to the ensuing economic chaos. Even though Putin has been backed into a corner, it is becoming clear to see why he has not lashed out the proactive military, economic, and political actions in places like Ukraine. Putin may be figuring that all he has to do is to sit back and let nature take its course. Are you prepared for what is coming? Have you stored food, water, and made agreements of protection with your neighbors? Are you and your family spiritually prepared? It is 30 seconds to midnight, we are out of time. In summary, I will reiterate what I have said many times before. This bankster-run system does not work for you and I. Again, take your money out of their banks, stop shopping in globalist stores like Walmart and begin to trade and barter and grow your own food. To do otherwise, is to continue to participate in a rigged game which will culminate in your destruction. Endnotes, image, http www.thecommonsenseshow.com/site-upload/2014/08. Image, http www.thecommonsenseshow.com/site-upload/2015/02. Image, http www.thecommonsenseshow.com/site-upload/2015/02. Baltic Dry Index, http://wiki.org/wiki/baltic_dry_index. BDI has fallen, http www.businessinsider.com/euro falls after ECB's Greece Statement 2015-2 number IX3KW5RPRYV. Business Insider's Sam Ro stated, http www.businessinciter.com/GRECE-ETF-CRASHED-2015-2. Roberts, http kingworldnews.com. Image, http www.thecommonsenseshow.com/site-upload/2015/02. Image, http www.thecommonsenseshow.com/site-upload/2015/02. Spain and Ireland's, http www.bloomberg.com/apps. Source URL, http www.thecommonsenseshow.com/2015/02/06. Copyright 2015 Dave Hodges The Common Sense Show.